I'm going to go to the most important news of the week, and that is that Tom Cruise and Katie Holmes are getting divorced. Oh wait, no, I think my brain's been hijacked by CNN and MSNBC and CNBC.
Yeah, it's Rosemary Baby, Part 2. Someone call Roman Polanski.
Well, I'm talking about Matt Taibbi's latest piece. He says, why is nobody freaking out about the LIBOR banking scandal? And he said he turns on the news and the biggest story is Tom Cruise and Katie Holmes and the fact that Katie Holmes can now wear high heels. Not one single mention of the rigging of global interest rates by Barclays and the Bank of England and perhaps the Labour government. And he says, you know, perhaps we want to look at our own selves and ask if this was happening over there. If Bob Diamond and Paul Tucker were having these talks about LIBOR, is it fair to wonder what else Hank Paulson and Lloyd Blankfein were talking about in the 24 discussions they had in the 6 days following the AIG disaster, when Paulson had a secret meeting with the entire board of Goldman Sachs and, of all places, his hotel suite in Moscow in June of 2008? Or what other material non-public information was exchanged when Paulson met with a gang of hedge fund chiefs at the offices of Eaton Park Management in July 2008 and laid out for them a possible scenario for putting Fannie and Freddie into receivership?
Well, this is the heart of the scandal, going back to the 2008 collapse, but going back even further than that, because the central banks are now implicated in working with banks like Barclays and the other primary dealers in rigging interest rates. And they rig interest rates down. A theme that we've hit upon during this show many times, is that you've got a war between speculators versus savers. Speculators want low interest rates because they want cheap funds to speculate, and their bets go bad, and the government forces the losses onto the many in terms of austerity. Savers are constantly being penalized. They're constantly underwriting the speculators. This proves now that the central banks are in cahoots with these other banks to further this collusion of interest rate manipulation and rigging to favor the speculators. And the people who are unaware of this or don't take umbrage at this are people who feel like they're benefiting and somehow by having a kleptocracy of central bankers run their lives until such time as they get thrown under the austerity bus.